The first time I dropped my daughter off at school, I literally held back tears. Well, first because I'll miss her, secondly because I worried. How is she going to navigate this new environment, new language? Because she's primarily English speaking, but she's starting a French school and she has to learn the language. She has to communicate in that language. But guess what? She was fine, but I worried. I worried about if she was safe. Who is she playing with? Is she being seen? Is she being understood? What's she eating? Will she blend in? Will she be happy? As parents, our instinct is to protect, to cover, to be present, to do our absolute best. And I stand for that. But if I'm being honest, there's a line. Because sometimes, without realizing it, love can slide into fear, into worry, into overthinking everything. And the weight of this, you can carry it from day to day and you just keep worrying like that. It's normal. It's just that maternal instinct or paternal instinct to worry about your child. But then one day I read this scripture that I've always known ministered to me differently this time. The scripture that says, unless the Lord builds, the builder builds in vain. Unless the Lord watches over a city, the watchman watcheth in vain. It reminded me of something really humbling. I can watch, but there's a limit to how far. You can stay up all night watching, but you eventually fall asleep. Because you're human, you have limits. But guess what? God doesn't. God is omnipresent, omniscient. He knows all things. He's everywhere. He sees all things. He knows the end of a thing from the very beginning. That's God. So I stand for protecting, I stand for covering, I stand for building, I stand for being present, I stand for all these things, but I also stand for involve God. Because when you do all these things without God, you're doing it in vain. God doesn't sleep. He doesn't. Where my hands cannot reach, He can. Where my eyes cannot reach, He can. Where I am weak, His strength is made perfect. Where you're weak, God's strength is made perfect. Yes, we are doing the best that we can as parents. Yes, we are doing the best that we can do as spouses, but we don't do it alone. We'll do it with God. Because if Jesus is in your boat, guess what? You can't sink. You can't sink. So when fear tries to creep in, we remind ourselves, we are not doing it alone. I'm not the one watching. I'm not doing it alone. I have Jesus. He's my backing. So if you're anxious about your family, about your life, about your children, about your future, about their future, about your marriage, take a deep breath. Be anxious for nothing, but through prayer and supplication and thanksgiving, make your request known unto God and go to rest. Do what you can do, yes, but let God do what only He can do.